Hello and welcome back to Metaverse. For today's video, we are going to be talking about the truth why Facebook launched Metaverse. Let's get started. The word meta obviously refers to the metaverse, which is what Facebook is doing in this context. In many ways, this will soon be the next buzzword among tech businesses, journalists, and investors. We're going to have a fortnightly metaverse, and Microsoft announced its own metaverse for businesses. Facebook is also doing this, so everything is very business-like. What is the metaverse exactly? We've turned it a world of digital living where you can interact, make money, hang out, and do anything you want. But there's one important factor that people seem to overlook. Number 1, it has to be in VR. It must be in VR among other things. Therefore, unlike what you may have seen on Twitter, the internet is not a metaverse since it requires virtual reality, and neither is Second Life, massive multiplayer online games, or any of this stuff. Number 2, it's gotta be open source. The Metaverse is a location in the world of Neil Stephenson's 2022 novel, Snow Crash. That's it. That's where the word came from. Nobody can control it. It cannot be owned by a single entity in this way. It is similar to the internet. Finally, and most importantly, it is not real. It is literally a work of fiction. The Metaverse is a totally open virtual reality platform where people are represented by avatars and can speak with one another, travel, buy a property, make a living, and do anything else. It is the source of all VR world stories you have ever heard. The core idea of the Metaverse is intended to be escapism. Your status in society is more closely defined by whether you know how to write code, make programs, create models, or contribute to the larger story. In this story, the Metaverse is crucial because the outside world is terrible. It's a chaotic dystopian landscape where various corporations control limited city-states across the nation. Hyperinflation makes $1 billion useless. Hobbyists are free to add whatever they desire to improve the Metaverse because it is completely open. Our main character is a pizza delivery boy for the mob who also happens to be a hacker. His name is literally hero protagonist. But the humor at the moment is that the biggest companies in our world are interested in creating their own metaverses. The story is intended to be a combination of speculative futurism, social commentary, and parody of many cyberpunk tropes. This idea is really the antagonist's strategy in Ready Player One. As TechRadar notes, the main distinction is that the metaverse never starts off free and is therefore broken. The metaverse of a VR environment is a disruptive technology for a reason. Most people won't think it's a good idea, and it won't always be evident when it's coming. In many years, VR mimics another market that is in its infancy for decades before it exploded. The smartphone, by 2022, it had sold 8.5 billion times, more than one for every person on the planet, and media itself had changed. So why is Facebook doing this, and why are they the ones that are leading this enormous push for not only VR, but the Metaverse? Well, that's actually quite simple. We now think that VR could experience something similar, perhaps at least a small portion of this kind of growth. But even in that case, that's still more than 1 billion devices. Facebook appears to be aware of this, and there's a chance that head-mounting displays will overtake smartphones in 10 to 15 years. If that occurs, the power balance between these large corporations will change once more because all of them have other products that can endure whether or not smartphones or virtual reality headsets become the dominant form of computing, whereas Facebook only has social media. Social media doesn't grow users based on features and quality. Instead, it's a snowball effect. If your friends and family are using it, you will too. For example, you probably joined Facebook because your friends were there, and your family will recall MySpace was quite popular before Facebook took over. At its peak, it had about 100 million users. Facebook's biggest concern is that VR will render all of its current services obsolete because users will gravitate toward VR social networks or even the traditional phone apps of those services, and Facebook does not want to fall behind the curve. However, the disruptive technology of the smartphone is what made Facebook what it is today. They are now placing a wager on this. Whether it turns into anything valuable or high quality is another matter. But Facebook's Metaverse isn't actually a metaverse without this unless they're linking Microsoft's Metaverse, Epic's Metaverse, and Facebook's Metaverse together and allowing anyone to create their own and hop in. This would have to be an open platform. Otherwise, this is not a metaverse. Documents from Facebook outlining the metaverse that were leaked contained intentions to buy out game companies to fuel this with the sole objective of destroying competition. They don't care if it's good or the best. This is PlayStation Home in VR 2022. They simply don't want anyone else joining the metaverse because it's ready yet and won't be for years. However, Facebook wants to deter others from creating their own metaverse because of this. The entire plot is satirical. A big evil corporation wants to build a thing from a 2022 novel that criticized big evil corporations. From our discussion, what have you learned? Please let me know by leaving a comment below. And if you enjoyed this video, please press the like button, turn on the notification bell, and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thank you for stopping by to watch. See you in our next video.